Hey everyone, this is Catherine from WDW Happy Hour, and we are about to do a review of the Void Star Wars Secrets of the Empire VR experience. We just did it last week. We were really excited about it, and I hope you're excited to hear what we have to say. Thanks.
For those who don't know about the Void is a company that does what they call hyper reality. These are virtual reality experiences. In 2016, they did one at the Madame Tussauds in New York, and it was all themed around Ghostbusters. This one is obviously about Star Wars, and it is, you can see it at Downtown Disney in California in California.
I thought you were going to say in Disney World, and I was like,
Downtown Disney in Disneyland. You can get it at Disney Springs in Walt Disney World, and there's also a location at Westfield, London. I don't know where that is, but it is in the UK for our friends across the pond. So basically, these experiences, you've done a YouTube headset, you've done a VR headset, and you put on basically a backpack that has shoulder straps. So not only are you getting fully interactive VR through your headset, but you're also getting like haptic experiences because you can feel your
haptic.
That's a big word.
Oh yeah, that is. What does that mean?
I never heard
that.
That's
It's like the tap on your watch.
Oh, that's haptic. Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
And
We learn here.
And it basically vibrates. So like if you're getting shot by a blaster, then you actually feel it. Kind of like if you were playing laser tag. You know, like you put on those things if you've ever been to like a laser tag thing. So it's like that. Been to laser tag? So yeah, it was awesome. So what do you guys think? Star Wars, Secrets of the Empire.
I genuinely enjoyed it. I think they've still got a little bit of room to grow with what they're doing. They have a good basic premise for what they need to do to have a successful product. But there's still a lot that they could grow on.
What would you like to see differently?
I would like, well, the one complaint I had, and I don't think this is too much of giving anything away with this, but we'll put a little bit of a spoiler asterisk. I don't think that you get enough of like a response to how you did over the course of the whole thing.
Okay.
That's
I would
a
like
real
to see
Scott complaint.
Yeah, I want to see a score. I want to see a
Accuracy.
Midway Mania score.
Okay.
Yeah. That's true.
What did you guys think? So we were in a group of 7. So Scott, Matt, and I were together, and then Holly and Rob were with another couple who we're friends with. So how did your experience go?
I think it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was very nervous. I've never done anything like it, so going into it, kind of felt a little anxiety.
Yeah.
So you've never done virtual reality?
No, I've never done virtual reality
So
before.
did you think that the headset you didn't experience you didn't think that the visuals were wonky, you felt immersed, I'm talking about from a hardware perspective, like you thought it was good, like for your first time?
Well, to be honest, like my headset, I don't know if there was something going on, but like halfway through, I was like, oh my god, why is this, it got a little blurry.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a little hard for me to perform my mission. There was a couple times like I kind of had to like lift it up and just kind of.
The same thing happened with me, and I think that it wasn't tightened enough. Like it really depends on, since there's no like knob to adjust the focus. It really depends on how further or back your eyes are from the screen in the headset. Right. And I had to adjust mine about like a couple minutes in because it was blurry, and once I like kind of adjusted it forward, it made a world of difference. So if you do this, be aware of that, adjust it accordingly, because there's no focus, but it's just kind of where your head's positioned inside the thing.
I liked at first, like they kind of gave us some time to kind of acclimate ourselves.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the 4 of us, like, we're just kind of all standing there, like, all touching each other's hands with our stormtrooper hands. It was a really odd feeling.
Yes.
But then once I got acclimated to it, I'm like, okay, I got the feel for this. It was pretty sweet.
It was sweet.
As soon as I was done, I've done like an escape room before, and the same way I felt after that is I wanted to do one right after it because I was so into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I would love to just like rent this out for the day and do it over and over again, but it doesn't change at all. Like there were a few things because there were just 3 of us when it was me, Matt, and Scott that we were like, oh, maybe we could have done a little thing like here and there a little differently because we thought maybe there would be a space for a fourth person. So I don't
But
want to give.
It's very much,
yeah.
but it should be said that it's very much a linear experience. Your experience is not going to change if you do this more than one time. It basically lends itself to one, maybe two, times through. We should say, this is Star Wars. It's called Star Wars: Secrets of the Empire. It takes place in the Rogue One universe. I don't know exactly where, but it's
K2SO's in there.
Yeah, so there's
It's before Rogue One.
It's right. It's immediately before.
Scott has cracked this code.
So K2SO, you'll remember the droid from Rogue One, or maybe you haven't seen it, but he's the main droid character in that movie, and he's basically he's the person that's leading you through this whole expedition. And then also you'll see another character. What's his name?
Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor. We go to our resident Star Wars expert. He's the one that briefs you at the beginning. And there might be some other
Cassian
characters.
Andor, not me.
Yes.
I could brief you though.
Hello, this is Scott.
There might be some other surprises and other
There
characters
are.
that
He's saying there's not. The spoiler,
There
we're not
are.
going to tell you who it is,
But
but
you should
there's
go
a
do this.
great Star Wars character in the mix.
And also, so now that you know what it's, and honestly, we're all Star Wars fans, so it's hard to kind of get a read, but I really don't think that you need to be a big Star Wars fan. I think that even if you're not familiar with the source material at all, I still think that this is a totally awesome experience and really affordable for what you get. I think that it's
How much
totally.
was it?
It's like 29.
I think it's $29 a
It's
person.
$29.95
Oh,
per person
yeah.
plus either some fees or
Yeah,
some.
it's
I
a
think
little
for,
over 30.
But it's
per
such a
person.
cool, unique experience. I think that the price tag is totally justified. It's really neat, even if you're not a Star Wars
Did you
fan.
guys get the feeling that when we were there, like the staff was like, tell your friends, we don't have many people coming to this. Like
Yeah.
it didn't feel like there was a lot of interest because we were like, okay, our time's at 1:15. We're gonna get there at 1. We're gonna be ready to go. But they were like, okay, sign the waiver
Yeah.
and go on in. And it was
Yeah.
very like relaxed
The
and
staff was very helpful.
Yeah, the staff was great.
very
helpful
nice.
because walking in, we had to like stand in a little line to go back to put our gear on, and I was watching the video like, okay, 1 snap, 2 snap, 3 snap. Like I gotta remember all
Oh, they
this.
helped you a
But
lot.
once I got back in there and I saw the vests like hanging, I'm like,
Mhm.
what the hell did I just get myself into? But the guy we had was very, very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, us
You do get a picture at the end as well, which was really cool looking. Like we looked really badass, but
You could. Sorry, you should say you have to purchase.
yes,
You
you
gotta
get
purchase.
a picture, but you have to purchase it. It is not connected to your My Disney Experience account.
I believe
So,
it was 15.
It was 15, and you got a
'Cause I got
digital
one.
and you got a physical, right?
Yep, we got a physical picture and then they emailed you the digital picture.
Okay.
But what I was a little sad, if I was going to pay $15, at the end of your mission, you take a series of 3 photos. I think you do a serious photo, you do a silly photo, and I forget what the third one was.
I think
A normal one.
Yeah.
And then once you're out, they'll show you the pictures, and then you choose what you want. But I'm thinking for
Or
$15,
you choose the one you want.
yeah, for
Give me
15
all of
bucks, give me all of them.
Yeah.
Email me all of them.
Yeah, at least
So-
the digital of all of them makes
But I
sense.
can only choose one, and I think Amy chose a different one. So we do have 2 out of the 3, but
That's
Okay.
cool though. So we should also kind of nail down for those who have never done virtual reality, or this is a little different. It's not straight up virtual reality, and the Void describes this as hyper reality. So basically you do don a virtual headset, but a lot of times when you're doing virtual reality, you're basically stationary. You're in a very small space. This is a little different. It kind of blurs the lines between virtual reality and what's augmented reality. Augmented reality because you can actually see things around you. So if you're holding out your hands in front of you with the headset on, you see your hands except you see a virtual rendering of what your hands are. And since you're disguised as stormtroopers in this, you're undercover as stormtroopers.
Whoa, spoiler.
Come on, it's part of the main. This is not a main.
I think I spoiled it in the beginning.
Yeah, no, it's
So
fine.
you're so.
Just
I was doing this with Scott and Catherine, so once I put the headset on, I looked around in the room. It was 2 other stormtroopers, which were Catherine and Scott, and I could see them moving around. So you're actually seeing your surroundings, and you're moving from room to room. Now, if you had the headset off, these would just be blank rooms with nothing in them.
Well,
However,
no, not true. Because at the very end,
Yeah, you're right.
you see a droid, and you can actually touch that droid, and there's a droid in the room with you, which was really cool. And if there was a seat, you could sit on it.
And there's like 2
In the
things you
beginning,
have
too.
to do with
Yes,
your hands.
yeah, there are.
Not to
there's,
ruin
yeah,
it, but
there
it-
there are 2 things.
so
that
they're
you
not
have to-
completely blank rooms. However, they are not nearly as expansive as what you're seeing. When you see these, you are in rooms and areas, in outdoor areas, when you're clearly not outside, but it really makes it feel like you are outside. It's
There are
crazy.
also people in that room with you, because I actually lifted
The
up
staff.
the staff. I lifted up my headset and I'm like, oh, hi. Like I wasn't expecting to see someone like
At the,
right there.
at the very end, I lifted mine up because I kind of felt like we were like approaching the end. So I looked over and there was like right at the end, there was like a little exit and the staff was just like,
Well, it's
It's like,
because
like,
they must be
"Good
there to follow you in case you get stuck or need assistance,
Or you
and
get
then
hurt.
or
Yeah,
or if
right.
you get hurt. There is a little bit of a politeness factor in it. I'm gonna say like. I would not want to do this with people I didn't know because like
Oh,
there
certainly.
is like quite a few spots where in your headset you feel like you're walking in a very narrow space or you're going through a doorway, which is probably really a doorway. So you kind of have to talk to each other and you hear each other in your headset saying like, oh, go ahead, you go first. And like we kind of had to work that out. I think the first time like I could see me and Scott like going like this right through the same door together. And I was like, no, we
There's
gotta figure
definitely
this out.
doorways because
Yeah, there-
I stayed back and I don't know if I think it might have been Holly and our friend Amy. They kind of went
Kind of
through
went together.
and
Like,
like they bumped into each other. So there's physical walls there.
But it's awesome, and they do an amazing job. And all told, the experience is about what would you say about
15 minutes.
15 minutes?
Like once you like get into the
In the
game?
actual
Yes.
game, but if the whole
Yeah.
thing was probably a half hour by
I-
the time you suit up and
Yeah.
everything.
it was definitely worth the
Oh,
amount of time that
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
Really, really fun. Like if you have a friend that's into video games, like it's so cool.
Or just if you're into Star Wars, or even if you're not, if you're just looking for, if you're at Downtown Disney or Disney
Disney
Springs, either or, they're available at both
Rainy
locations.
day.
Rainy day would be a great
Oh,
yeah.
thing for
Rainy
this.
day.
This is, with what's it called being gone, what was the,
Disney Quest.
with Disney Quest being
Bruh.
gone, this is a very Disney Quest a Disney Quest-esque, that is a tongue twister, activity, but just in 2018. Like it's very cool. It's new tech. It doesn't feel outdated. It's very fresh. It's fun, and I would recommend it to anyone.
Anyone,
Yeah.
especially you.
I would like to see down the line new scenes, new missions.
Yes.
I'm
So-
sure they'll get to
I'm
that
sure
at
they'll
some
get to
point.
that at
but-
some
And I would also be
Depends.
interested if any of you did it with maybe just like one other person. Like, did they pair you up with other people? I'd like to
Yeah.
hear how your experience is. So please comment below. We would
Yeah.
like to hear from you.
Yeah, either if you already did the experience and you want to share your feelings on it, or if you didn't, you have other questions that we may not have covered. Because
Yeah. All right. Well,
any other last thoughts on?
do
No,
it.
we covered it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
glad I
that's-
did it.
Yeah, I am too. It was fun.
So,
So go out there and see The Void, Star Wars, Secrets of the Empire. It's fun. It's worth
Pew,
your
pew,
it's
pew,
worth your
pew.
$30.
Pew pew pew. All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
And also,
Oh.
if you like this video, please subscribe. And if you like this video and want to see or listen to other content, we have a podcast called WDW Happy Hour. Please listen to on your podcast provider of choice. We're on iTunes, Stitcher.
That's a little clunky.
Hey, I'm not.
You know where to get
I'm not a professional. You guys know what.
Do your podcast.
Do the
thing.
podcast, I guess. Listen to the podcast. But yeah, seriously, check out the podcast and please comment below if you liked it.
Okay.
Bye bye.